Religious prostitution. An ancient practice still existing today. For centuries, religion and sexuality have been intertwined, and in some cultures, religious prostitution was an accepted practice. In this video, we will explore the history of religious prostitution, its current status, and its impact on society. Historical evidence suggests that religious prostitution existed in ancient civilizations, such as Greece, Rome, and Mesopotamia. In these cultures, prostitution was considered a sacred practice that enabled women to connect with the divine.
Religious prostitution is a term used to describe the practice of women offering sexual services in the name of religion. In ancient times, women would offer themselves to the temple as a form of worship.
Today, religious prostitution still exists in some parts of the world, particularly in countries like India, where it is known as Devadasi. Devadasi is a practice where young girls are dedicated to the temple goddess, and their duties include dancing, singing, and providing sexual services to the priests and other men.
I was dedicated to the temple goddess when I was just 12 years old. My duties included dancing and singing, but I was also forced to provide sexual services to the priests and other men. I had no choice, it was part of my duties.
Devadasi is a form of sexual exploitation, and it violates the basic human rights of young girls. We are working to eradicate this practice and empower these girls to live a life of dignity.
The practice of Devadasi is illegal in India, but it still persists in some parts of the country, especially in rural areas. Religious prostitution also exists in Japan, where it is known as Shinto shrine prostitution. In Japan, women who work in the sex industry sometimes offer their services to the Shinto shrines as a form of purification.
Shinto shrine prostitution is not widely practiced in Japan, and it is not sanctioned by the Shinto religion. It is a private practice of some individuals, and it is not considered a religious practice by the majority of Japanese people.
The practice of religious prostitution raises ethical and moral concerns. It is often seen as a form of exploitation of women and a violation of their human rights. It also reinforces gender inequality and contributes to the objectification of women. Religious prostitution is a patriarchal practice that reinforces gender stereotypes and reinforces the notion that women are inferior to men. It is important to challenge this practice and create a society where women are treated with respect and dignity. In conclusion, religious prostitution is an ancient practice that still exists in some parts of the world. While it may have been seen as a sacred practice in the past, it is now widely regarded as a form of exploitation that violates the basic human rights of women. It is important to raise awareness about this issue and work towards eradicating this practice for good.